There are a variety of property tax exemptions available in Texas, but I want to concentrate on the two most common, a homestead exemption and an over 65 exemption. When you purchase a home as your principal residence, you may request a homestead exemption. The homestead application must be postmarked between January 1st and April 30th. Earlier applications are not accepted, and the property must have been purchased prior to January 1st in order to be eligible for the exemption request. An example would be if you purchased a home February 10th. You would not be allowed to file for an exemption for that year. However, you could benefit from a homestead exemption if you purchased a home where the seller currently had a homestead exemption. Your lender and title company will allow you to use that exemption for calculation of the escrow portion of your payment. Also, do not assume that when you purchase a home that the seller has an existing homestead exemption. You should always ask whether there is an existing exemption. Not all sellers have gone through the simple process of filing a homestead exemption. Finally, don't forget, you still must apply for the exemption the following year between January 1st and April 30th, because in the first quarter of each year, the appraisal district develops a list of all properties with a prior year homestead exemption, which during that same year were sold to a new owner. Then, as required by law, the district cancels the old exemption as of January 1st of the new year and mails the new owner an exemption application form. Don't rely on this. Be sure to follow through with your new homestead registration between January 1st and April 30th. The exemption will remain in place until you sell your home or purchase another property that becomes your principal residence. A homestead exemption will give you a 20% discount off the appraisal district's estimate of value for your home. This means if your home is valued at $100,000, you'll only be charged taxes on $80,000. If your tax bill is calculated based upon $3 per 100, this is going to realize you a savings of $600 annually. Another important feature of the homestead exemption is the homestead cap. The cap law provides that the value on which your taxes are calculated cannot exceed the lesser of this year's market value or last year's appraised value plus 10%, plus the value added by any improvements you've made during that prior year as well. The valuation cap applies to your homestead beginning in the second year you have a homestead exemption. Very important in a rapidly appreciating market. Remember that the cap on value change does not protect you on anything but your homestead. In my next video, I'll explain the over 65 exemption on a homestead. When selling or purchasing real estate, give me a call. I'm John Charlington at John Henry Properties, your real estate expert, and I want to be your realtor. My direct line is 713-248-2498. Again, that is 713-248-2498.